Help me reach 1,000 subscriber. When she stepped out of the bedroom that night, my heart didn't race. It sank straight to the floor. We were supposed to be getting ready for her friend's birthday party. I was sitting on the edge of the bed tying my shoes when I looked up and saw her. The dress she wore wasn't just revealing. It was practically a statement. It clung to her like it had been made for one purpose: to draw every eye in the room. For a moment, I honestly thought she was teasing me. I even let out a nervous laugh until I saw the seriousness in her expression. "What?" she said sharply, lifting an eyebrow. "You don't like it?" "Like it?" I echoed, forcing a smile. "You look incredible." "But that's not the issue." She rolled her eyes, grabbed her purse, and brushed past me toward the mirror. "It's just a dress, Ryan. Don't start." I stood up, trying to steady my voice. "It's not just a dress, Lisa. You're a married woman. You don't need to walk into a bar dressed like you're single." She turned, the corner of her mouth curling into a smirk that didn't reach her eyes. "Maybe I just want to feel wanted." That one sentence hit harder than anything she'd ever said. I froze, searching her face for a hint of sarcasm, but there was none. "Wanted by who?" I asked quietly. She shrugged, her tone casual but cutting. "People notice me when I dress like this. You used to notice me too, remember?" I exhaled slowly. "Lisa, I notice you every day. But if you need strangers to remind you that you're beautiful, then maybe we've got bigger problems than I realized." She turned back to the mirror, fixing her hair, watching her own reflection with that faint look of satisfaction she got from attention. Somewhere along the line, she stopped dressing for herself or for me, and started dressing for applause. I could hear the sharp click of her heels as she grabbed her keys. That sound felt like a countdown. "Lisa," I said quietly but firmly, "if you walk out that door in that dress tonight, our marriage ends right there." The room went still. She froze mid-step, her hand on the doorknob. When she finally turned, her expression was a mix of disbelief and anger. "You're threatening me now?" "No," I said calmly. "I'm setting a boundary. Respect isn't control. It's a choice." For a fleeting second, something softened in her expression, doubt maybe. But pride always wins when it comes to her. "You can't tell me what to wear," she said, crossing her arms. "You can't control me, Ryan." "You're right," I nodded. "I can't. But I can choose not to stay with someone who disrespects me every time she leaves the house." Silence stretched between us, thick and heavy. Then, without another word, she turned the handle and said coldly, "Then I guess it's over." Her heels echoed down the hall, each step further than the last. The door clicked shut, and that was how 7 years of marriage ended. Not with a fight, but with a sound that could split a man in two. I didn't chase her. I didn't shout. I just sat there staring at the door, realizing that love doesn't always die in flames. Sometimes it just fades into pride and silence. Hours passed. Midnight came and went. I half expected her to return, maybe angry, maybe crying, but she didn't. Instead, at 2 a.m, my phone buzzed. A notification from one of her friend's stories. I shouldn't have opened it, but I did. There she was, at the bar, laughing, dancing with a man whose hands rested exactly where mine used to. She looked radiant, free, drunk on attention. I waited for the anger to hit, but all I felt was clarity. When she finally came home at dawn, she looked exhausted. No makeup, eyes swollen. "Ryan," she whispered, "can we talk?" I didn't look up from my coffee. "What's left to say?" She sat down, voice shaking. "I messed up." I met her eyes. "No, Lisa. You made a choice." I slid an envelope across the table. Divorce papers I had printed weeks ago when I first started feeling her slip away. "I just needed to see if you'd prove me wrong." Tears welled in her eyes. She reached out for my hand, but I didn't move. "You wanted to feel wanted," I said quietly. "Now you can chase that without dragging me through it." She cried, begged, swore it was a mistake. The alcohol, the pressure, the loneliness. But I wasn't angry anymore. I was just done. That afternoon, as I packed my bags, I found the red dress crumpled on the floor. I picked it up, stared at it for a long moment, then tossed it into the trash. It wasn't just fabric, it was a symbol. The line she crossed. The night she chose validation over respect. Because sometimes it isn't cheating that ends a marriage. It's the slow erosion of dignity, one selfish choice at a time. And when she walked out that night, she didn't just leave the house. She left our vows, our trust, our forever. And I meant every word I said. A man's silence isn't surrender. Sometimes it's the quiet sound of him walking away for the last time.